Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, I've been documenting my experience with antidepressants for the past couple years because with depression, I've just been on and off of antidepressants for years now. I've been on and off of them for about, I would say 10 years. So I feel like with depression, that's just kind of the norm, just having to be on and off antidepressants or just figuring out what type of antidepressant is best for you. And yeah, so I've been on and off of them, like I said, for about 10 years. And it's weird because I was taking them like in 2023 for about a year or so. And I feel like they really helped me. Like I just feel like I was the best version of myself when I took them in 2023. And then I weaned myself off of them in 2024 and I started getting super depressed again. And it was like probably the most depressed I've ever been. And I've been documenting it, so I have videos about it where I've just been talking about my mental health journey, but I would say 2024 was probably like the most depressed I've ever been. I was even having really life-ending thoughts. So it was a bad time. And so eventually I just felt like antidepressants were probably gonna be the only thing that was gonna help me since I was that bad. So in October of 2024, I got back on antidepressants, and it was weird because the first month or two, I felt like, yeah, they're really helping. Like I'm feeling so much better. I felt like it was so much easier to do my job. I felt like it was easier to socialize. And yeah, I just felt better. I definitely felt a big relief from my depression symptoms, from the life-ending thoughts. I felt much better. But as time went on, after those like first 2 months, I feel like it was almost like an initial high, like just getting back on them and having that like substance, I guess, in my system. And then after those first 2 months, like once it hit December and my seasonal depression started kicking in, because I feel like my seasonal depression is just always even worse than the regular depression, just that added on layer. I felt like the antidepressants were not working as much. Like I started feeling like my depression symptoms were coming back, but I also felt an extreme numbness. I feel like that's like a major thing that I've been experiencing this round of going back on antidepressants. And that's why it's so weird, because when I took them in 2023, I didn't have this numb feeling. So that's what's been really different, I guess. I guess even though it's the same antidepressant and the same dosage, it can affect you, I guess, differently during different periods of your life, which is very interesting. But so I've had this extreme numbness, and it's so hard to explain it, but it's almost like I still feel sad, but I don't feel like I can even feel like super high levels of happiness because everything just feels so level, but not even in a good way. It's hard to explain it. It's just like, they call it like emotional blunting. And I feel like that's a good way of describing it. It's like, I don't feel like I could experience any range of emotions like higher or lower, and I still feel like I feel depressed still. So it's strange. So when that happened in December, I called my doctor and they said, oh, just increase the dosage. So they said to increase it to 10, but I always just go like lower increases at a time. So I increased to 7.5. And I feel like that was helping for a little bit, but then same thing as the first time, after a few months, I started feeling the numbness come back again, and then still feeling experience of depression. So that's kind of where I'm at now. That brings me back to the present. That's where I'm at now, feeling super numb and still having the feelings of depression. So I've just been doing a ton of research into this like experience with the numbness or just antidepressants not really working. And I've been doing a lot of research on it. And I found this really good video that I'm gonna link in the comments. I think the channel's like that after school channel, where they talked about this numbness feeling of antidepressants, and that is kind of what they do. At least the one that I was taking, which was lexapro. I guess, I don't even know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I was on lexapro, or I am still on lexapro. And they were saying how it doesn't really, like it's kind of sold to you as it's gonna like make you happier, like it increases like the serotonin, but they said what it actually does is have that numbing effect. And they even did like a study where someone just left the lexapro in their mouth for a little bit and their whole mouth became numb. So it is more of like a numbing medicine than like a happy pill, which is fine. And I know it works for a lot of people and it worked for me in the past. So I'm not at all trying to say that antidepressants are bad. I'm just saying this is my experience right now since I've been super open about my mental health journey, just because I feel like it's important to do, since a lot of people that make content don't really talk about this stuff. Maybe I don't need to, but I just feel like I'm always wondering other people's opinions and experiences with this stuff. I feel like it is an important discussion because I feel like there isn't actually a lot of information out there and there hasn't been a lot of studies done on like the actual effects of this stuff. So yeah, so now I'm still doing a bunch of research trying to figure this out for myself. And I think that it could be like a hormonal thing. Like I've been looking into PMDD because I will say the depression flares up extremely bad, like 10 days before my period. So I would say like 10 days out of the month, I'm extremely, extremely depressed. And it's so hard to like do work or do anything because I just feel super like worthless, hopeless, just extremely, extremely depressed. It's just hard to do anything really. And so I'm wondering if it's like a hormonal thing, like a hormonal imbalance rather than like a brain chemical imbalance. So now I'm thinking of looking into some type of like natural way of fixing my hormones, or if you guys know of any ways to fix your hormones, it would be much appreciated. But I also just wanted to talk through some of the other side effects that I've noticed with the antidepressants, because besides from the like emotional numbing, I also have noticed a little bit of weight gain on them this time around as well, which I hadn't experienced the first time. And I also noticed that like they say not to drink when you're on them, and I have noticed when I drink I definitely feel it a lot more. It's a lot more extreme. So I've noticed that as well. On the plus side, I feel a lot less irritable for the most part, and I feel like I don't have those life-ending thoughts, which is good. And I find it easier to work and socialize when I'm on the antidepressants. So it's a really hard one for me because while there are those positive sides that I've noticed, I also miss being able to feel deeply. Like I feel like that's almost like a gift, because when I'm like not on antidepressants and I feel like something happy, I feel it really extremely. And I feel like that's kind of what life is about. Like I don't like this numb feeling. It doesn't feel like the way that I want to live. Like I appreciate the fact that I'm able to feel deeply. I just want to be able to feel deeply but not have like life-ending thoughts or feel so depressed. So I just don't know if it's like truly the best thing for me or helping me to be on these antidepressants. So now I've started trying to wean myself off of them again. I'm back to the 5 milligrams rather than the 7.5. And I'm gonna get my hormones potentially checked, and I'm in therapy, which I will say helps a lot too. But I'm also wondering, like, and this, maybe I'll make another video about this, I just feel like some people maybe just tend to be sadder people. Like I feel like the world is not like, and that's what that after school video was saying too, like they expect you to be so happy when the world is like such a mess right now. Sorry guys, my camera died and I feel like it's gonna die again, so I'm gonna just wrap this up. Yeah, I was saying how like in the world in general, like it's not good times, so it's crazy that like we even have to take this medication to just be a normal functioning person. So I'm just gonna continue on this journey of figuring out what works best for me, whether it's hormonal, whether it is like a chemical imbalance in my brain, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted on this journey because I feel like it's really important to talk about this stuff. I'm sure a lot of you are going through the same, and if you are, I definitely am curious to hear about your journey. Definitely let's talk in the comments. I'm here for you. But I'll definitely continue vlogging like weaning off the antidepressants because it's always been really, really hard for me getting off of them. The withdrawals are really bad for me normally. So I've noticed them a little bit with coming down from 7.5 to 5 milligrams. So I'm just gonna see how it goes as I continue weaning off of them. But any tips that you guys have, I'm always super curious to hear your experiences, and thank you so much again for watching. I look forward to talking with you guys and seeing you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.